It felt like this year there were an insane amount of incredible paddles released. So today we're going to talk about the best paddles of 2024. Stay tuned to the end of the video to find out how you can enter for a chance to win the top 2 paddles of 2024. The first category is power, but before announcing the runner-up and winner, I wanted to say that the Yola Mod and the Gearbox Power Pro Elongated, although are more powerful paddles, will not be featured on this list because the Yola Mod has a compressed core, which basically means it is broken out of the box, and the Gearbox Power Pro Elongated has a very notorious break-in period, which basically is due to its core collapsing. Now, with all that being said, the runner-up for Best Power Paddle in 2024, in my opinion, is the Chorus Fire EX. This is a 14mm elongated shaped paddle that features a wider cell, softer polypropylene grade core and is Gen 2 thermoformed. It has a titanium face with a top layer of fiberglass, adding significant power and pop, making this one of the most powerful paddles that I have ever tested. In addition to its great power and pop, it has excellent spin, especially on the more powerful strokes, but it just falls short of the #1 paddle on the list. The winner for the best power paddle of 2024 is the Bantam series from PaddleTech, specifically, in my opinion, the 14.3mm TKO-CX. This is an elongated shaped paddle. It is 14.3mm in thickness. It is actually a Gen 1 paddle. However, the softer grade of polypropylene and wide cell polypropylene cores, as well as the fiberglass introduced in the face layup, makes this paddle unbelievably powerful and significantly more poppy than any other Gen 1 paddle that I've ever tested. And it's actually one of the most powerful and poppy paddles of any generation of construction. Not only does this have top tier power and top tier pop, it gets extremely good spin, which is super important for anybody who's looking to put power on their strokes while still keeping the ball in play. The runner-up for all court paddle of 2024 is the Flare Prime X from Neonic. This is a 14mm standard shape paddle that features a tighter 6mm polypropylene core cells and also introduces fiberglass in its face layup. It has great power and pop while still remaining relatively easy to control with a very large sweet spot and an excellent muted feel. In addition to its great balance of power, pop, and control, it has a very generous sweet spot size and produces great spin. The winner for Best All-Court Paddle of 2024 is the Sword and Shield J2 Ti from Honolulu Pickleball Company. Now, this and the J2K are extremely similar paddles. In fact, they're more similar than they are different. However, the J2 Ti, in my opinion, has a better feel off the face, which is softer and more plush, and still provides relatively similar power, pop, control, and spin. The only difference between these paddles really is the feel. They have honestly the largest sweet spot of just about any paddle on the market, which is crazy considering it's a hybrid shaped paddle. There's really nothing that these J2 Ti or J2K paddles do wrong, and they will fit the needs of the masses better than any paddle on this list. The runner-up for Best Control Paddle of 2024 is the newly released Sword and Shield J3 Ti. This J3 Ti is a standard shaped paddle. It features a 5.5-inch handle, which can be overgripped to 6 inches. It has a titanium top face layer and is very soft, very plush, and has very minimal vibrations. This J3 Ti is super soft, easy to control resets, very stable out the box, and provides top tier spin, which does help quite a bit with control. The winner of Best Control Paddle of 2024 is the Volair Mach 2 Forza 16mm paddle. This Volair Mach 2 Forza is the softest, most plush feeling Gen 2 thermoform that you can basically get on the market. Although it does have carbon fiber as its top layer, which traditionally does not feel quite as soft and plush as the titanium weave, It really is such a pleasant experience to play with, so easy to control with its wide body shape, and provides top tier spin that is rivaled by very few paddles on the market. This next category is tailored to more of the advanced group, which likes to have very poppy and powerful paddles that are very maneuverable at the net. This year's runner-up for best paddle at the net is the Paddletech Bantam ESQC 14.3 or 12.7mm paddles. The newly released ESQC paddles from Paddletech provide an incredible blend of power, pop, spin, and more importantly, maneuverability, making these an extremely valuable asset for those who like to be very aggressive with flicks as well as speed-ups at the kitchen line. If you'd like to get the more aggressive version, the 12.7mm will be your best option. If you want one that's a little bit more forgiving, I would definitely go with the 14.3mm. The winner of the 2024 Best Paddle at the Net is the Neonic Flare Prime X. Although it was the runner-up for the all-court category, this paddle really shines at the net, and that's in part due to its great pop, great power, great spin, and more importantly, being extremely maneuverable. The Flare Prime X is very similar to the ESQC paddles, however it has a much enhanced sweet spot size and forgiveness, which makes this, in my opinion, the best paddle for players who like to be ultra aggressive at the net. The runner-up for Best Budget Paddle of 2024 is easily the Sword & Shield J2 paddle from Honolulu Pickleball Company. Coming in at $95 after discount code is really an insane deal. The J2 shape is the exact same as the J2K as well as the J2 Ti. The only difference is it does not quite have as good of spin, has very similar power and pop, and remains very stable, just like the J2K and J2 Ti. And the winner for Best Budget Paddle of 2024 is the Ryu from ISO Pickleball. Coming in at $90 after discount code, this wide body paddle is 15mm, features a titanium face layer, and has a much larger perimeter foam weighting than other traditional Gen 2 paddles. Because of this, it is a very balanced 15mm wide body paddle that is not too control oriented, but still is aggressive and maneuverable enough to be a very fun paddle to have at the kitchen line, making this the best budget paddle of 2024. And lastly, the runner-up for Best Paddle of 2024 is the Neonic Flare Prime X. We've talked about it enough. It is an incredible paddle and probably the best standard shape paddle that has ever come out in my personal opinion. And the winner for Best Paddle of 2024 is the Sword & Shield J2 Ti. Now, I cannot say enough great things about this paddle. Its titanium top layer makes it one of the best feeling paddles. Its stability is very equivalent to some ultra stable standard shape and wide body paddles, and it still provides plenty of power and pop to keep up with the pace of the game. Of all the paddles that are on this list, this by far is the best option for most pickleball players. If you'd like to enter for a chance to win the Neonic Flare or 3 of the J2 TIs, all that you have to do is like and comment on this video, subscribe to Pickleball Pursuit, and fill out the Google form listed in the description below. The winners of the paddles will be contacted directly via email on January 2nd, 2025. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're looking to purchase any one of these paddles and you would like to utilize my promo code, it does help support this channel and is greatly appreciated. I'm looking forward to see what 2025 has. I'm sure we'll see tons of very interesting releases. Until the next one, I'm Lewis with Pickleball Pursuit, and I'll see you guys soon.